I've never owned a motorcycle.
Wow.
But I had some unpaid fines out there as well.
So 9 years ago, your identity was stolen. Any idea how that happened?
No. I moved around a bit. Maybe I forgot a checkbook somewhere or something. I'm not sure.
Wow.
Don't know how it happened.
And then you found out that you've been to Kingston, apparently, although you've never been.
Exactly.
Wow. That's
that's just the short end of the stick. The other side of the story, I have a warrant for my arrest out in Halliburton.
Really?
I don't even know where Halliburton is.
A warrant for your arrest?
Yeah.
Wow. So you were telling me that you kind of drive through the city and police officers still pull you over?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but they can't do anything unless I'm doing something illegal because the warrant only has a 200-kilometer radius on it.
Wow.
Which is also unheard of, according to the police. So,
weird. So you're a wanted man then, sir?
I guess.
Wow. That's a good thing to say at parties.
Yeah, it goes over real well. Job interview,
Well, we always hear about stories of identity theft and things that happen, and a lot of people are, of course, always vigilant in protecting their identity. But you say you have no idea how your identity was even stolen.
Yeah, I'm not sure at all.
And I guess that means that you couldn't really pinpoint a time and place. I'm sure you were careful, but that's kind of scary.
Yeah, very.
9 years. Well, you think they'd be able to say, okay, listen, my name is Ted. I'm not this guy. They would punch something into a computer somewhere. It would say, erase this warrant, erase this guy. This guy doesn't exist. Leave him alone. Is that too difficult then?
It seems to be. On the advice of counsel, it was, you can go up there, but when you get there, they'll arrest you. You can call there, but they'll tell you to go up there and they'll arrest you. Or you can wait for a summons to court.
Wow.
And here we are 9 years later.
You never got that summons, I'm guessing?
No.
Well, that's convenient. So it's conceivable then that you'll have this over your head for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Which stops me from a lot of things. Leaving the country. Being that I live in Windsor, Detroit's right there. Borders.
I'd imagine you kind of explored all the different ways you get this solved.
Yeah.
And that turns out to be a bust as well?
Yeah. I can't get it pardoned because I haven't been convicted of anything.
Wow. And there's no statute of limitations on whatever happened to you?
None.
You're screwed.
Basically, that's what they tell me.
Wow, that's terrible. That's it.
Yeah, I'm pulled over frequently where they ask, if you've got a warrant, we're just doing our job.
And you explain to them the same story over and over again?
Yeah.
Is it ever the same police officer? And he's kind of like, yeah, I got to do this again.
No, luckily.
Oh, that's fortunate. Wow, that's crazy. So what advice would you give to people who, are concerned about losing their identity?
If you move, don't leave any mail or anything behind.
That's good advice. I just recently did a move, and I think I got all my stuff, but you're making me paranoid.
Plus, with the internet now, they can do a background check on anybody with just a name and an address.
Really?
$20, they can pull up your life story.
Well, the internet's an interesting thing these days. I mean, you certainly have some experience with the internet, being that you're also writing a book online. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, it's an interesting thing. A couple of years ago, I stumbled on, I don't know if your listeners are aware of, the Mayan calendar.
The Mayan calendar, yes.
This thing supposedly ends in the year 2012, on December the 21st.
December 21st, 2012, the Mayan calendar ceases to exist. What do you think that means?
Or at least it says we cease to exist.
Oh, we cease to exist. Oh, that's great. Wonderful.
So, waiting for that satellite to fall out of the sky and hit the town hall might not be a problem.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe this warrant will be hanging over you too much longer then.
That's it.
That's only 5 years, and then the problem will just be automatically solved.
Some say.
Some.
I don't totally believe it's the end of the world by any stretch. Maybe a drastic change, but not the end.
So then you stumbled upon this idea of the Mayan calendar, and then you decided, hey, I'm going to write a book about that.
Something like that, yeah. I wanted to get the message out, but in a non-in-your-face way. A doomsday scenario that, when you come to any of the pages and they start quoting the books of Revelations and all this other
You got a message.
And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to run it as a doomsday book.
But you decided to post the first couple chapters on the internet.
Yes.
Why did you decide to take that step?
A couple reasons. I don't know about you, but I've never been reading a book, and you thought to yourself, why'd the author take that path? Why did he create the character that way? This allows readers to interact with me, get their ideas out there. Who knows? Maybe something in the book will change, maybe it won't. But it's written in real time so they can follow along with me.
So then you would suggest that this is a way for readers to interact with the author. And I know I've read a book several times and I'm like, I didn't expect this to happen.
Yeah.
What was the writer thinking? And perhaps this way readers can read your work and have the opportunity to do something about it.
Exactly.
Fascinating. So you are then going to post the first couple of chapters on the internet?
Yeah, I'm looking at the first 3 or 4.
All right, and then see how that is received?
Yeah.
And then make a decision on full publication at that point.
Exactly.
What if no one likes your book?
Well, then I guess I try for something different.
And if your book is received very well, then you are going to go for full publication.
I am.
Do you have a publisher lined up or anything, or are you just going to kind of wing that too?
I'm looking to self-publish.
Self-publish, that's cool. What is that? You have a blog, right?
Yes.
Over at WordPress.com?
Yes.
What's the exact URL?
It's Crazy Canuck, sorry. CR, the number 8, ZYCANUK .wordpress.com.
I'm sorry, CR...
The number 8.
Yep.
ZY.
Yep.
.wordpress.com.
That's Crazy Canuck?
Yes, sir.
At WordPress.com. WordPress is pretty cool, eh?
Yeah.
Yes, it's quite a cool little site. I've gone there several times myself. And I have my own blog on there, but no one read it, so I...
Well, I'm... I can't say I'm doing poorly, but I'm not doing as great as I expected.
Well, it's one of those things. I mean, you have to have something to differentiate yourself, and certainly writing a book in your style is making a bit of a difference, although people have to sort of know it's there. I would say it's going to take a little while for you to get that readership you want, and interviews like this and being posted on our website, we get about 11,000 readers on our site, so that might help it a little bit.
Which I do appreciate.
But you should not be too discouraged too early. As I discover, sometimes you'll be surprised. Eventually, things take off for no apparent reason, and that's just the way it is. That's the nature of the internet beast, I guess.
That's it.
Okay, so you're going to be posting that book. What have the comments been like so far? Anything?
Nothing. I've had some reads, but no one's posted anything.
Well, are you discouraged by that, or are you just going to stick with it and hope for the best?
Well, we're going to stick with it and hope for the best.
Okay. And how long are you going to be waiting before you make a decision on publishing?
Well, after I finish the first 4 chapters, see how that works out. Right now we've got part of chapter 1 up, and now we're just...
Now, the synopsis that I've gotten so far is basically this woman gets this weird box and has an interaction with a psychic who explains to her that her son is going to be gifted.
Yeah.
And as far as chapter 1 goes, there's a snowstorm, and they're waiting to find out what's going to happen with his birth and worried about whether the child is gifted or not. Now, this is perhaps an autobiography, sir. Perhaps you're the gifted child.
Oh, not so lucky. The only gift I've got is a weird static electricity thing. I've been zapped by a box of toothpaste at the grocery store.
A box of toothpaste.
A box of toothpaste.
Zapped by a box of toothpaste.
Yes, sir.
Another good party story.
That's it.
Wow,
It's great laugh.
you must be the center of all parties you go to.
Well, I'm a good laugh.
Well, I have to say, good luck on your book, because that sounds like a really cool thing, and hopefully you'll be very well received. And all I can say is I'm looking forward to chapter 2.
Well, thank you, and thank you for having me on the show.
Well, you're more than welcome. You have to come back and give us updates as time goes on, and any developments that happen with your identity theft or even toothpaste, you should come back on.
I'll be sure to do that.
Thanks, Ted. You have a good night, okay?
Well, thank you.
Take care. Ted Wilson from Ontario, a victim of identity theft and a future author, and someone you don't want around toothpaste.